Hey guys, it's Max. Let's take a look at the YieldMax stocks real quick. I'm not going to talk about Defiance. I know you guys don't like Defiance. We'll just stick to YieldMax and maybe some of the other companies. Maybe we'll look at some of the indexes too. All right, so YieldMax. All right, what's going on in YieldMax land? Look at that. SMCY is up more than SMCI. That's really good to see. Snowy's having a good day. AI's killing it. Look at Apple and Aptly. Aptly's almost up more than Aptly. That's great. On the bad list, we do have GDXY outperforming on the bad side. We don't like to see that, nor do we like to see AMDY outperforming on the bad side. But on the good side, look at Beto's up. Or I'm sorry, YBIT's up when Beto's down. We want the blue to be higher than the red. The red is the underline. Unless it's a down market. And then we want the blue to be higher than the red because it's negative. Because if it's under zero, right? Okay, so let's look at the call spread. So this is a new report I have, or I started doing it last week. I'm trying to make it better. I'm going to add some more columns over here that hopefully make it more engaging because it certainly sucks right now. But let's look at it this way. The first column is the long leg of the call spread because that's all that matters. All I'm trying to chart out is the long leg of the call spread helping us or hurting us? If we're in the green or even close to the green, it's helping us. Especially if we're in the green, because we're actually making extra money off versus somebody that just sold a covered call and is totally capped. So we're going for the green. So these are the ones where the strategy is working out. Well, no shit, Sherlock, SMCY, SMCI. Look at that. The top leg of the call spread, the long leg's at 45, and the stock's at 47. Well, that doesn't really surprise us because of that. Look at that. Upside's uncapped, so the damn freaking stock is the high yield fund's outperforming the ETF. That is awesome. Look at that. And like I say, it doesn't surprise me. That's all due to Jay introducing the covered call spread to retail. SPY-T was the first fund that brought it out, that brought out the covered call spread. I know this is a YieldMax report. I know you guys don't like Defiance. SPY-T, that was one of the baddest ass things to happen in ETF history. Probably the whole time. The call spread's been the best thing to happen since I started covering this industry. The covered call spread. All right, let's see what else is doing. Like we got Snowy, AI. Look at Aptly killing it also. Okay, so let's go back to the call spreads and let's see who else is looking for some bonus money. Of course, Abney they're making extra money right now due to the call spread that they would not have otherwise had. And of course, Snowy's doing well too, and that doesn't surprise us. Bobo, TSMY, Misty. Look at Misty killing it. Now their long leg is still a little bit out of the money, but that's nothing for Misty. Their long leg's at 195. Let's take a look at Misty and see if we can get it there today. It's pulling back right now, but looks like it was basically at 195 earlier in the day. It was. Anyway, we'll put the profit box right here. This shows you where max profit is. Max profit's the top line. You're aiming for the top line or above. Anytime I do a profit box or whatever, the profit box is aiming for the top line or above. Unless it's an inverse fund, and then you're aiming for the bottom line or below. But we don't talk about those much. All right, so nice job, MSTR. Great job. Let's look over here. Of course, AIYY, I got that on here a couple of times. Of course, Aptly, that doesn't surprise us. Aptly was getting almost all the upside. You actually see an X here. X means they rolled. They did have the 225s long yesterday. I believe it was the 225s, maybe in the 230s. They rolled and they went in the money, and Aptly was at the top of yesterday's list, if you guys remember. But then overnight, they released their new trades. Well, they covered the one that went in the money, the 25 or 30, whatever, or the 125 or one. I'm sorry. Can't believe Apple's at 235. The 225 or 230, whichever one it was, they went ahead and covered that. And then they sold, they went further out of the money, and then they wrote the 235. So now they have some more upside they can catch. JPMO is doing well also. And then you can see the rest of them. Some of them aren't doing so well, and we can see, well, now the inverses, yeah, the inverses work. It doesn't just show in the red because it's an inverse and I screwed up the formula. No, the inverse work. On the inverse, it would make it go green if we got Tesla's price under 205, because the call spread in a bearish fund is a put spread. So you want to go to the put spread strike or the bot put strike or below. So in this case, if you're a crash investor, you're looking for Tesla to get under 205. Okay. Now let's look and see what Tesla's doing. All right. Tesla's kind of chopping today. Pulling back from 260 last week. Hopefully for those of us that are long, it's just a little healthy pullback and not a trend change. I don't know if you remember, but I was on with Mike, the tactical stock scalper. We did a couple of podcast style where we just shot the shit back like in March. And I asked him his best stock pick and he asked me mine. And I said Tesla. And that was like back in March. Now, the only reason I said Tesla is because it was down so much. I'm not a stock picker. I've never claimed to be, I'm an option guy. I like the tactical math part of it, not so much the stock picking. But anyway, yeah, back in March. So where were we in March? Or it was somewhere in here. It was before it popped because I felt so smart when it popped. It was after it popped a little bit, but before. Yeah, there it was. It was like in March. It was right around here. So, but I knew when you look back at the chart, it pulled back so much. I was just trying to play the law of averages and just figured we're due for a bounce. But if you look at it on the grand scheme of things, I said long here at about 200. We're only at 240. It's not exactly been the trade of the decade. I thought it was a better looking trade than that. But anyway, all right. Let's see what else we can talk about. Let's do this. Okay. Let's talk about volatility because I didn't put Max's volatility report in the morning update. If you're just here for the YieldMax and you don't want to talk about volatility, you're excused. Thank you for watching. But I wanted to talk about volatility in the morning report, but I didn't get a chance to, or I forgot to. Okay. So I have a metric where I look in the metrics, the formula or whatever, but I look and I see basically, hey, this is a chart of volatility. This is the VIX. And there's other charts. This is also a chart of volatility. This is the VIX. This is a more important chart, but I'll tell you in a second. All right. This is the VIX. Well, anyway, whenever the VIX and the VIVIX are above this red line, this 200-day moving average, that's the bearish signal. And it almost always coincides with market sell-offs. Now, at the same time, when it goes below the 200-day and starts trending the other way, bad is good in the VIX for the market. If the VIX is going down, then that's bullish for the market. So that's basically what my system's based on. Now, the system hasn't been doing super lately. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the latest. All right, here's the latest couple of signals. This last signal right here, the last Monday morning, it went from green to red. It switched to bearish. Well, the SPY was at 570. Well, the SPY did go to 564 a few days later, but now the SPY's above where it switched bearish. Okay, and the system is still bearish. So let me tell you, I think that the market going up right here is a fake out. I'm not a believer in it right now at this point in time. The reason I think that is because I look here. Here's the measure of volatility. This is kind of a retail measure of volatility. So above the red moving average line is bad, right? So and the further above it, the worse it is. Okay. So we're above it a pretty good ways right now. Okay. So, but okay, now that's kind of what retail, that's a retail gauge of volatility. So that's how retail sees volatility. Here's how professionals see it. And this is what's concerning to me. VIVIX is the volatility of the volatility. This is the volatility of call options on the VIX. It's a derivative of a derivative. I know it sounds crazy, but it's really helpful at figuring out stuff like we're talking about now. So look at this. The pros measure of volatility is even doing worse, is even higher and further away from the trend line. Whenever these guys think that the market's going to get bought, they start selling this stuff. You can see right here where they started selling it. I guarantee you there was a rally there. What is that? Well, yeah, that's August 6th to like July 29th. Let's do this. Watch this. I can overlay the panel on it. Yeah, but right in here, that was, oh, wait. Oh, I don't even go back that far. Okay, hang on. Well, anyway, you guys didn't even come here for that. I'll fix this, but I just wanted to talk about it. Even though the market's going up, all my lights are flashing red. Okay, so I'm just saying, so one of two things is going to happen. Either the market's going to turn around and go down, or this stuff I'm using as I'm looking as an indicator, the volatility indicator, either I'm wrong or it's wrong. And if it's wrong, it'll start selling off at some point. Okay. Or if I'm wrong, this volatility index will start selling off at some point and the market will keep going up. That happens sometimes. It's not all signals are good signals. Sometimes it gives a bad signal. There's fake outs. But what I kind of suspect is happening, I think this move's a little bit of a fake move. So we'll watch it closely, but I'm not bullish at all on the market. All right. Well, anyway, that's for the people that I'm sorry I need to do that as part of the Defiance report. From now on, Defiance and that go together, and I'll just do YieldMax by itself. I know you YieldMax people aren't as into options and aren't as into stuff. I'm going to try to keep YieldMax just the facts, and I'm going to make this spreadsheet better where it can look at 2 or 3 things and maybe a graph, and I'll try to keep it to 5 minutes a day. I really do want to make the YieldMax people happier, and I like YieldMax. I want to start covering YieldMax, and I want to start making some more engaging content on it. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about my market timing model. If you guys have what do you guys think about the market? Do you think this is a fake out? If this was real, the volatility should be going the other way. Generally, when volatility goes up at the same time price does, ooh, look out. That means look out, because it means even though price is going up, it means that pros are hedging is the theory. So, and the price is higher today than it was yesterday. So see why that's such valuable information? Because you're supposed to sell high. You're supposed to buy low and sell high. We have an opportunity today to sell the market at a higher level than yesterday. And I think that's probably the right thing to do, based on what I'm looking at going on behind the scenes here. Something's up. Something's up. Somebody thinks they know something. So we shall see. All right, guys, that's the end of the YieldMax report. Thanks for sticking around for the market timing report. I'll put it with Defiance next time. I just didn't want to have to cut a separate video. I appreciate each and every one of you guys, and I promise I'll make the YieldMax report better and more concise. Tune in tomorrow, and I promise it'll be better. All right. Thank you, guys.